What's up, my people? Welcome to Vertical Football. Welcome to another episode of Fans Corner. I'm your host, Shegun, and with me here, I have the amazing Manchester United fan in the building. Coming, great to have you here.
Yeah, it's great to be here, man.
Great to be here. My United fans are happy, really.
We are proud and happy.
We are proud, really, because clearly we've forgotten the Premier League. We feel that
we are focusing on the future.
On the future, yeah. The Europa League and the future. Hopefully. So guys, we are here to talk about the latest news that has come out from respectable journalists.
Yeah.
In terms of the likes of Fabrizio Romano, the likes of even the Sam Locos of the world, are saying about a potential move of Matheus Cunha.
Yeah.
To Man Utd. What are your thoughts on that news?
We just have to sign that guy, really, because I have to tell all Manchester United fans, any player that you notice that anytime you face Manchester United, any team, especially not only Manchester United, just know that this player have so much to offer. He's a fantastic player. I have known him from the days of Atletico. The first time he came for loan to Wolves, I was like, this guy, Manchester United should be going for someone like this. But we always wait till the late period
where everybody knows him.
Yeah, when to get the player, fantastic player, and he can play every angle from in the front line. He can play from the wings. Actually, he is a central forward, but the way he plays like a supporting striker role. He can play the number 10 well, and which is what Manchester United need. And he's 6 feet.
Yeah, 6 feet. That's amazing. So I think let's quickly go into the pros and the cons of Matheus Cunha, because I know many shows have been telling us about why we should get him. I know Man United fans, hardly will you see Man United fans talk about a player and say, let us not get him. They always want to get him.
We like new things.
But we like new things. But let's go into detailed explanations of why we should get him or why we shouldn't get him. First of all, the first point, why do you think we should get him?
Number one is that why Manchester United need to get him, that his profile of player, his character, is the leadership qualities for me. Because if you are playing a team like Wolves, and you are always the star man.
Yeah.
Really. Last season, I felt this was a fluke. I felt, just last season, you know what? They're fighting for survival, so he just stepped up. But this season, he's giving us the same thing. The character. They did not play anything. Manchester United against Wolves. Wolves were not that good. But a moment of brilliance from Cunha changed the whole game. That is what we are looking for. A player that we take the ball to the next level.
Yeah.
A player, I've been telling people behind the camera that we need more Brunos. Players that are not afraid. Players that are not afraid to make mistakes and get the ball back quickly. Yeah. And that is Cunha for you. He's not a lazy player.
Yeah, so I think let me add to what you said in terms of, I said, goals. I feel a lot of players that we've brought in Manchester United in recent times have been players that the former club where they were, they have not been so much demand on them to keep producing goals.
Yeah, exactly.
So for us going forward as Man United, we need to have players that in their former club, people depended on them for goals.
Exactly.
Atlanta were not depending on Rasmus Højlund for goals.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Man United, being dependent upon for goals is like a strange thing.
Exactly.
But Matheus Cunha is a player that, even though it's Wolves, that small environment,
he scored 14 goals.
Exactly. People depend on him for goals. So I feel that's a very valid point.
Wait. Apart from even talking about it, look at it this way. Who is the person giving Cunha that pass in Wolves? Maybe we're talking about Andres and some guys, but look at this guy. Imagine a player like Bruno supplying
that pass. Kind of player, yeah. Even in that kind of environment where there are no many assists like that. Yeah, because I think I saw some of his clips to add to this point, and I saw that truly a lot of the goals has to do with him doing majority of the work. So imagine a case where you are just there and a very good midfielder, the likes of Bruno, Ahmad can just give you the right balls. So I think that's
and one more thing is that the advantage. One more thing is that we need to also see that he scored 14 goals in the Premiership. Just the Premiership. Not in all competition.
Yeah. So like that's like the second point now in terms of Premier League experience. Yeah. Because it's true what you said in terms of you can score goals, you can be in a team where they are looking onto you for goals. But is that team in the Premier League?
Yeah.
Is that team facing the kind of opposition you'll be facing every single season?
And
I think if you can score 14 goals, I don't think any of our strikers scored
He is
14 goals.
premiership proven.
Yeah,
That is it.
yeah, I think
And
that's
that is what I've been telling my friends and my other fans, that Manchester United, if you are bringing player from outside Premier League, that player must be ready to face the tension and the problem of the Premiership.
That means there's no time really to adapt because he understands the Premier League.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's go to the next point.
Okay.
So I want to talk about, first of all, his energy.
Oh God.
Yeah, I think you should talk about that because this guy is, as you said, 6 foot.
6 foot. And he's fast.
And he's fast. The energy, the work ethic.
Do you know what 6 foot is? And people believe that 6 foot is just small height. It is massive. And for you to run, look at Zexi. Zexi is 6 feet some inch, maybe 6'3". And he's not as fast as Cunha.
Yes.
Zexi is a fantastic player. I want to see more of him next season.
Yeah.
But Cunha, he is fast, number one, and he has strength. Most of our player like Zexi, because it's his first season, 70 minutes, you know that he's passing out.
It's not used to that intensity.
Yeah, it's not used to that. But look at Cunha against Manchester United Wolves. I'm not even talking about last season. I'm not talking about every other Premiership matches that he has played. I'm talking about the one that is fresh in our memories. He played 90 minutes plus extra time and he's still looking as if he did nothing.
He did nothing, yeah.
That is what the fitness level is massive.
Fitness, physicality. And I think that's what we need, because if you remember when Amorim came to Man United, and even up till now, he's still talking about how that we need more physicality,
tenacity,
we need more intensity. And I feel I think we have done the analysis on Cunha. You see his ability to press.
Yes, sir.
This is a very good presser of the ball. And I think obviously in this new Amorim setup, one of the things we've complained about
is the way they
press. They don't press aggressively enough. Yeah. And sometimes if you could just press aggressively enough, you would just get results. Because you see, when Ahmad was present, our pressing was much better.
Exactly.
When the likes of Mr. Mount is present, it's more better. So I feel Cunha is really looking very good on that.
Fantastic, bro.
So let's look at another aspect of his game that I feel is shot.
Oh God.
He shot.
No, okay, Chegun. I don't want us to spend like 20 minutes on this video, really. But look at this. How many Manchester United midfielders and strikers have the shot accuracy? Maybe Bruno
has even lost it, really.
Exactly.
It's just once in a blue moon, you just see him.
I saw Doku playing shots, Dalo playing shots. Like,
Doku is like even one of the worst. His shot is always wayward. Yeah, I think we said it before. Wayward shots.
So, but the accuracy of the shot, that's why he got that free kick in the match that we saw at the weekend.
Yeah, Sarabia.
And now he's called down Sarabia, and I was telling you,
you said that guy is good to go.
He's good on free.
2 minutes later, he scored.
So I believe this, that we need a player that is not easily detected. They do unpredictable.
Yes.
Like, you know what Garnacho will do.
Definitely. Garnacho is like one of the most predictable players.
In fact, Rashford is on loan. You know what Rashford can do. He's predictable, cut and score, cut and play. But Cunha is someone that he knows when to shoot. And when he reaches that edge of the 18,
does know that
there is,
he can either pass it or shoot it, and his outside shot accuracy is just amazing. It's just I don't want him to lose that, because I know Bruno had that when he came, but for some reason Bruno
lost it. But this time we need that, because we are going to face a lot of teams next season that we're playing low block.
Yeah, so yes,
and we need, like the game against Wolves, we need Cunha.
Yeah,
again the game against Nottingham Forest, there's need for Cunha, because they were blocked. We need outside. There was spaces where you can shoot.
You don't shoot. Yeah,
it was nothing was done.
Yeah. I agree with that. So let's talk about what we've praised Cunha now. I know my United fans will be like, okay, what are the things about his game that you feel we need to look out for in case if he comes, it might not work out because of those things?
Number one is that it's not even the game force; it's the price tag.
Okay,
like it looks like
too much.
It's not one thing about football. Manchester United sell papers. They sell creative. If you're a creative person, if you are doing Manchester United alone, you can be doing better than even someone that is doing all shows.
Yeah, that's
now,
true.
in fact, we noticed that Manchester United contests go far than others. Right? But anything Manchester United touch to the media is not good enough.
It's not good enough.
The price tag will always be 60 million, 62 point something million pounds is not too much for Cunha because of his Premiership status. And yet, you'll be hearing news like when he played the first game and he don't really play to that level, the next thing you'll be hearing is the price tag is
like what happened to Zegzi when Zegzi came in.
You know, I mean,
first game he scored.
Yes.
That was against Fulham or first match. I don't know. He scored.
Yeah.
But after that match, he had a dip, and people were like,
that's one thing about Manchester United. The pressure in Manchester United. I know you can handle the pressure, but the pundits, social media guys, legends, fans, and everything, they are going to be looking at that price tag as something big. They are ready to praise someone like Brett White for £50 million.
Yeah. If it's English.
I don't understand. So the first thing, I'm afraid that Cunha price tag will be an effect if he's not performing. The next thing, they are going to throw the price tag. How can you get £62 million player and he's not playing the game?
He's not playing well, he's not scoring, or he's not doing that. So I think, let me also add to what you said in terms of the pressure also, in terms of, we know he's in the Premier League, he has the Premier League experience, but the reality is he's playing for Wolves. And so the leap, Wolves fans are just happy. They don't give you too much pressure like that. But looking at that leap from playing for Wolves every week to coming to play for Manchester United, that pressure can also be very, very terrible.
Yeah, but really,
that's what the demands.
The guy character is awesome. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
If you see him,
even when he celebrates, you know that this guy wants it.
Yeah, I believe that will not be pressure for Cunha. The pressure for Cunha will not be that of is not giving effort. Is an energetic.
No. I'm not really talking about results.
Pressure, but when there is no result,
that's when the issue comes. Not about the effort. The effort is sure. As I said earlier, he has energy, but it's the result. If the results are not coming forth, like Zegzi, we were like, Zegzi at the beginning, but now everybody is even sad that Zegzi is out of the season because he has really come to that level. So now let's look at the position.
No, but wait. I want to also put one more thing. Most people will not say this, but I will tell you that he's not actually really good on the hair.
Yeah, but really, how many of our players are good on the hair?
No, because I'm not seeing Manchester United use him as a 0.9.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Or striker, but he's not good on the hair. He can nod like regular nodding, but
Man United currently. How many players are good on the hair?
No,
I think the only person I can trust that is good on the hair. No, it's Maguire. Which Maguire? Maguire is. I don't want to talk about Maguire because the reality is the only person that I can trust that can see something on the hair is Delete.
Yeah,
Maguire is luck. It's
no, don't let us go there. It's cool. Let's leave it.
Let's go. So
one more thing about Cunha that people need to also see in this game. You will not get it anywhere else. You get it here. One thing that we also need to know is that he's a Brazilian player. And the recent trend of Brazilian players are not the skillful Brazilian players.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, Cunha may know how to dribble like regular England player, this thing. But don't expect the samba from him.
No, definitely nobody's expecting samba. The last samba we got, what did he do? The one that was rolling with the ball. We don't want samba.
We want samba.
Samba light. But whichever
don't expect samba from him. And don't put the Brazilian pressure. And I will always say this. Mourinho will tell you that if you want to win a league,
you need to have a Brazilian.
You have a Brazilian in your team.
Yeah, I'm
telling you, a Brazilian that is hardworking in your team we do wonders.
I think, and that guy looks. I feel in my way. I don't want to jinx it, but if I watch that guy, I feel due to the recent stuff that Bruno is having to play deep, I feel we might just get a new kind of Bruno.
Yes,
in that guy. Because of the energy, the pressing, it's something that having him and Bruno in your team, I feel we do very well. Imagine now use Messi Mount, now use likes of Ahmad in a team. I think that will do very well on your pressing, your energy, your average and run distance and everything.
And his injury is not that bad, really, because
that's another thing that's we're afraid of.
His injury is not bad, really. But you know, a player that's gotten hamstring injury before, people always run risk. Always run the risk of having it concurrently. Yeah. So I believe that finger cross, he will not have it anymore. We said the same thing about Euro, and he came out.
Euro after the surgery,
fine.
At least the managing went and is looking good as time goes on. Yeah. So I think lastly it's about the position. You said something about you don't see him as a top 9.
Yeah.
Which I think looking at his game truly, you just feel we need him in that Garnacho side.
Manchester United fans should understand it that if we are getting Cunha, I know a lot of people were asking this question. Why are we getting another 10 striker? No. What we are trying to do is that we need varieties. That's what we need to know. Amorim pattern, number one is that the 10 rule, the 2 number 10 rule is you can easily get tired.
Exactly.
Because you are going forward and you're also helping the wing play. Because while you are defending, you are going to the wing to make the balance, really. So that is why we need more 10. That's why someone like Zexi gets out at 70.
Even gives us, as I said, variety. Give us a different feel.
Someone like Zexi gets at 70. And we need someone that, when you look at the bench, you know that, Cunha is playing and is not playing fine in that match. You know that Zexi is there to change the match.
Change him out there.
You know that there's Garnacho on the bench.
Yeah.
That's what we really need.
So, and I think we need Cunha in that role also, in addition to what you said, in terms of, I don't think you would see Cunha like Garnacho, in the sense of Cunha will not be so much to the wing like Garnacho. You will be cutting in. And I feel also Cunha's ability to drive the ball forward.
It's awesome.
To take it, that it will be good for counter attack.
Exactly.
From the deep forward.
Exactly.
Deep forward. I think when you see a lot of his games in Wolves on the transition, you see that this is a good player for transition.
Yes.
So imagine you have that kind of player that pushes the ball forward.
Bruno send you pass and you are like, that's
I think it's nice. I think the only thing that we should just work on is the price tag, because we don't really have money like that.
No, we are going to pay instrumentally, because that's what we did for Zexi.
We have a lot of players who are still paying instrumentally.
Yeah, we pay. That's what Barcelona did then. All these big teams.
And they've not paid most of them like that. but anyway, we'll pay instrumental, but I feel it's a player we should have.
But yeah, it's the type of player. No, I'm not even looking at him as him giving us goals. I know a lot of Manchester United fans, we say, we need goals. I'm talking about a player that we give you variety one. Is versatile.
Yeah.
That's one thing I like. And like, for me, I believe in players that can play different roles. So if I'm your coach and I have a player that can play different roles across all boards, so I can easily tweak my...
Today you can use him as a striker, tomorrow you can use him as a 10, you can use him as...
Now, and the beautiful thing is that if you use Cunha as a striker, it's even so sweet.
It's so sweet, yeah.
Because sometimes it will go deep. Yeah. And when in transition, sometimes the player will think, Cunha will always stay.
Another people can just...
sometimes it can be... You don't even know what you
can do. It can offer you many things.
Many things. It can play. You can even change your team to 4-3-3.
Yeah, it's really good. Really good. So I feel, guys, these are opinions on Matheus Cunha potential move. I think now it's even more than potential now.
And I think it will be done before
the beginning of the season. I think it should be our first signing. So guys, we know you have your thoughts on Matheus Cunha to Man United. So please just drop your comments in the comment section. Also, guys, we know if you want us to do any other player analysis that you think Man United should bring in, just comment it. We will do that. And please don't forget to like this video, because we know you like it. And don't forget to subscribe. And most importantly, don't forget to share. See you next time. Bye.